At the end of the day, casting wants to see what you look like on camera and what you sound like on camera, as well as how you act on camera. Hello everyone. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different on the channel. Usually I talk about movies and everything, but today I want to talk about how to get more auditions if you are an actor. So, what makes me qualified to talk about this? Well, I interned at a talent agency for about 6 months, and within that 6 months I learned quite a bit about actors and what it really takes and how to help actors get more auditions. Let me just move this here real quick. And it wasn't the type of internship where I'm just going around getting coffee for the lead agent or anything. Like, it's really boots on the ground, doing the work, really being an agent. But it was an internship, so unfortunately I did not get paid, but I had a lot of fun and I learned a lot of stuff. And I want to share some of my knowledge that I've learned with you actors out there. And right off the bat, I want to say this is more so for actors wanting to do television, film, and commercials. If you're like looking into like more like theater acting or anything, this is not really going to be for you. So television, film, and commercial. This video for you. So we're going to be talking about 5 main topics today. All right, we're going to start with headshots. We're going to go into demo reels. Then we're going to talk about your casting sites, which is going to be LA Casting, Actors Access, and Casting Frontier. We're going to be talking about how you should not have any drama and what exactly that means, because I could just say no drama and maybe some people don't really exactly know what that means. And then we're going to be talking about being active. Those are the 5 things. So let's dive in, shall we? Let's talk about headshots. All right. The one thing that should be one of the more simple things is one of the things that most actors don't do right. Headshot, all right? Nice and close, right? Ladies, that does not mean from your mid-chest up. We do not need to see your cleavage, all right? We do not need to see the middle of your chest, all right? The middle, we don't need to see your boobs, all right? Men, I understand you got some big pecs. You want to show them off. It does not matter. Headshots, all right? They need to be headshots. I understand when you have your pictures taken, you know, they're taken in a certain way. When you put them on your casting sites, please crop them to the point where they are a headshot, okay? This is the reason for that. Casting gets a bunch of submissions a day, right? When you're showing up on casting screen, you're about the size of my thumb, maybe like from here up, right? And you're there with just like with a bunch of other actors, right? If you're cropped so far out, or if you have your headshot cropped to the point where it's your mid chest and up, and you're seeing your shoulders and everything, your face is gonna show up. Imagine if this is the size of a picture on a computer. Imagine how small your face is gonna be in a picture that size, all right? First thing casting's gonna see before they even click on your name to try to even get to a demo reel to decide whether or not they even want to watch your demo reel, it's going to be your face. If you're cropped too far out, if it's not a real headshot, they can't see your face. To go along with headshots, do not be afraid to get really charactery with your headshots. Now, what does this mean? Basically, don't be afraid to get ugly in certain headshots. Obviously, for commercial headshots, you want to be all smiley. You want to look good and everything like that. But for the television and film roles, there's a lot of roles out there that maybe they're looking for someone grizzly. So men, don't be, if you like to be clean shaven, that's fine, but don't be afraid to let casting know that you have other looks. Maybe grow a little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow, maybe a little bit of a beard. And if your beard looks really unkempt, that's fine, because that's just a picture you can put on there, and then you'll definitely fit the role of like someone that's grizzly, or maybe there's like a homeless person role or something. Just anything out there. Show casting and show other people that you're more than just a beautiful face. Here in Los Angeles, which is where I've interned and everything, and where obviously the majority of the business is, there's beautiful people all over the place. You just having a really beautiful face and a headshot and everything, that's not going to do anything for you, all right? Make yourself stand out. Women, take pictures naturally. I don't think like Charlize Theron from Monsters, except don't go as far as shaving your eyebrows or anything. But don't be afraid to take the makeup off. Don't be afraid to, you know, look like you just, I mean, obviously you don't want like drool and everything all over your face or eye crusties or anything. You want to make sure that's all fixed, but don't just make yourself look absolutely drop dead gorgeous or hot in every picture you upload. It's not gonna, I mean, if there's a role out there and it wants like, and you're a good actor and you know you can pull it off, but if you submit a picture of yourself that just looks like where you're like the most beautiful person on earth, but like the role calls for someone who's like a single mom and she's like a waitress and, you know, she's just tired all the time, and then you submit a face where you're all smiling like this and you just look absolutely drop dead gorgeous, you're not gonna, that's not gonna do anything for you. Don't be afraid to take character headshots, a bunch of different looks and everything. So your manager, your agent, whatever you have, or if you're self-submitting yourself, you have different looks to go off of for different roles that come up. So that's for headshots. Demo reels. Now we're going to go into demo reels now. One thing that I never understood, and it drove me and the lead agent crazy, because we'd always have to go back and forth with this with the actors that would send us a new demo reel or whatever. They would put their best stuff at like the very end, almost as it's like, we're saving the best for last. Do not do that. All right? If casting is going to click on you and they want to watch your demo reel, put your best stuff in the very beginning of your demo reel, because casting for the most part is not even going to watch like the whole thing. You're gonna click on it. If they like what they see, they're gonna keep watching it a little bit, but eventually they're gonna get to the point. They have to go through so many submissions a day. They're gonna be like, okay, yeah, bring them in for an audition. Oh no, don't bring them in for an audition. They're not gonna watch your entire minute and a half. Some people got like 5-minute long demo reels. Do not make a 5-minute long demo reel. Concise your demo reel to like a minute and a half. All right. Also, on the topic of demo reels, if there's something in your demo reel that is just not good, don't feel like you need to keep it in just because it lengthens your demo reel. If it's not good and if it does not showcase you well as an actor, you need to cut it out. You just need to cut it. Same with if you're like this is something I saw a lot. People that would be like news reporters and they say like, oh, this is blah 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 from KABC blah, and then they put their microphone in, and the person that they're putting their microphone in interviewing is doing all the acting in their clip, and they're just standing there as a reporter. That's not acting. That's you holding a microphone and being filmed, right? That's not showcasing you as an actor. It's showcasing the other person as an actor. Don't put that in your demo reel. You're not showcasing yourself unless you want casting to know this is what your side view looks like as you're holding a microphone. Yeah, I got a good side view. I'm not trying to be mean, but don't do it. All right? Whatever makes you look good, keep that in, and you know what that is. We all, whether you're a writer or whatever, there's certain things that we love and we're like, well, I don't want to take it out. If it's not good, take it out. All right, you've got to be honest with yourself. Also, don't be afraid to upload individual clips. Like for instance, let's say you've played like a cop or something before. Like you can have that in like your main demo reel, but don't be afraid to also like clip that part out of you being a cop and uploading that as like its own individual video and titling it like cop role or whatever. That way, like if there's any roles that come up that involve like you having to be a cop or really anything like FBI or something like that, you have a clip already showcasing that you can do something similar to that. And instead of casting having to click on your demo reel and waiting to get to the part in the demo reel that showcases you being that, you already kind of got that part there. So don't be afraid to upload individual clips. But make sure you don't just call it like clip 1 or clip 2. Title the clip what the clip actually is. So if you are like a news reporter and you are actually doing all the talking and you're not just like interviewing someone, type news reporter clip. You know, it's simple stuff like that. And I know some of the stuff like sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how many, and I'm sure a lot of people watching this, maybe you don't think of stuff like this, but it will greatly help you increase your chances of an audition, because it really helps you. Now, also on the same topic of demo reels, make sure, like if you have a lot of comedy bits and also a lot of drama bits, you know, split those up. Like make a drama reel, then make a comedic reel. So depending on the role, you know, you're not like submitting on a role and then like you get a demo reel and like the first person that's looking at you for a comedic role, it's some like dramatic thing that comes up on the casting screen first. Like make sure you have a comedy reel and make sure you have a drama reel. So your manager, your agent, or yourself, if you're self-submitting, can sit there and click the appropriate clip to submit with your headshot. Also, when it comes to the whole demo reel thing, you know, I just totally had it in my mind and I lost it. I will come back to that though. As of right now, we're gonna skip that. I'll remember it, and we're gonna go on to casting sites. So when it comes to your casting sites, make sure all of your information as far as your skills, abilities, everything like that, the age ranges you can play are up to date. Let's talk about age ranges for a second. There's a lot of actors out there that they start getting up there in age and they still have their age ranges, like they can play, I can play 22 to 28. And there's like very obviously like they're mid-30s, so that you can tell they're more so like maybe like a 35 to a 41, 42 range is what they would play. Here's the thing, a lot of when the roles come out, and people are manager and agent are submitting you on it, it's going to autofill the role. So if they're looking for like a, let's say the role calls for like a Caucasian person, 22 to 28, right? You're going to show up for that because you have your age range as 22 to 28. But since you don't look like that, your agent either isn't going to submit you, or he will, or she will submit you, but casting's going to look at you and be like, well, he's not this age range, and then you're not going to get the audition. Make sure whatever age range you have on your casting site is what you play. Is it, you're getting up there in age. I know as actors, some of you, it's like it's a bad thing to grow in age, especially for the women out there. But you got to be honest with yourself what you can play as, and that could be a reason you're not getting auditions. The age range you're saying that you can play is not the right age range. And if your agent is going back and forth with you and telling you, please change it on your side, because the agent could change it on their side, but then if you go back in on your side and keep changing it, and you're wondering why you're not getting auditions, listen, you're not going to be in your 20s forever. And some of you're not going to be in your 30s forever. Eventually, you might only be able to play somebody in their 50s and 60s. And that's just the way it goes because we all age. And that's just the way it goes. And if you want to continue getting work or you want to continue getting auditions, be honest with the age range you can play. Let's talk about skills now. Be honest with what your skill file, but also if you are talented or skillful at anything, please put it in your casting sites. If you can skateboard, if you're good at stunts, you got stunt experience, horseback riding, guitar playing, anything like that, put that in there, and they'll have like different levels. Like some casting sites only have like the option for you to just check it, but other ones they have like intermediate, moderate, and then like fluent or expert. The fluent is for the language. Speaking of language, if you are fluent in a language, please make sure you check that. There's a lot of roles out there that are looking for people that are fluent in certain languages, but do not lie about that. This is exactly what's going to happen to you as I point to you. This is exactly what's going to happen to you if you lie about speaking Spanish and like fluent Spanish. You get submitted, casting goes, oh, I like their face, I like their demo reel, let's bring them in. And you walk in and they start speaking Spanish to you and you don't know a lick of Spanish. You just made yourself look terrible in front of that casting director, and then they're probably going to shoot an email to your agent, manager, whatever, and then you're going to look like an idiot to them too, and then they're going to feel like an idiot for having you on their roster. Do not lie about your skills, but please, if you are skillful at anything, update that on your site, because when there are roles that come out that like look for people that are expert skateboarders and you know how to skateboard, but you're not taking advantage of the fact that you know how to skateboard by updating that on your casting site, you are losing out on roles. All right, there's so many roles out there. Guitar players in Los Angeles. There's so many roles and so many TV shows out there that want people fluent in Spanish, and that's not just Spanish. There's people in French and all this other stuff. But if you're good at stuff, don't just feel like when you set up a casting site, you can just be all like, well, I put my demo reel up and I put my headshots up and now I'm good to go. Do not be lazy about it, and don't like be all like take all your time on LA casting and then half-ass the other sites. If you really care about acting and you want the auditions, LA Casting, Actors Access, Casting Frontier, make sure you spend time in each one updating your skills and being honest with what you are good at. All right, it's it'll go a long ways for you. You'll show up more when it comes to your agent and everything searching for the roles. You'll come up more if you're actually an expert in those stuff that you say you are. But I can't stress enough, please do not lie. If you go into an audition and you really cannot do what you say you can do, you're gonna kill yourself. This is there may be a lot of actors out there, but Hollywood's a small town. They're gonna know you. They're gonna be like, oh, that's the guy that lied about so and so. Your name will go around, blah blah blah. It'll get back to your agent, and then before you know, you'll probably be getting a nasty email. Do not lie. In general, do not lie in life, but also on your casting sites, do not lie, and just make sure that you put in good care on each one of your casting sites for all that. So, fourth topic, no drama. Do not be dramatic when it comes to being an actor. Going back to what I said a moment ago about how there may be a lot of actors out there, but Hollywood is a small town. If you're drama-filled, it will get around. If you are hopping from agent to agent to agent, if you're bad-mouthing agents, if you're in an interview trying to get signed by another agent and they're asking you, well, why do you want to leave your current agent, or why did you leave your former agent, and you just start bad-mouthing them, like it's like anything else in the real world. Like when you go into an interview, don't bad-mouth the company you currently work for or worked for. It doesn't look good. Because then that tells the person interviewing, yo, oh shit, if they're going every 4 months to another agent, what the hell are they going to say about me? I don't want to take this person on. That's what I mean about starting no drama. You know, you gotta, you're there to act. That's your job. That's what you're getting paid to do. Don't sit there. We had an actor that we represented that did a commercial one time, and they were mad that they didn't have like their own like dressing room. And it's like, dude, you're doing a commercial. Like you don't. You're, just sit there and do the job. Don't sit there and complain about it and be a nuisance to casting and everybody on set. You're gonna it's not good. And he later got embarrassed and he ended up leaving. And I think he left because of just how embarrassed he really was. That he basically went off about not having his own changing room for a commercial. Last topic we have is be active. So, what does that mean? You take your acting seriously, you need to you really do need to take it seriously. Go to acting classes. Always try to perfect your craft, and that's what I mean by being active. Don't just think that, oh well, I graduated drama school, or oh, I go to acting class every now and then. It's don't do any of that. If you really want to be an actor, always start perfecting your craft and making yourself better, and that will come through in new parts that you get, which will then make your demo reel better and stuff like that. Which brings me to my last point, which I finally remember what I was going to say about the demo reel. If you are a new actor, or even if you've been acting for a while and you are not the biggest fan of maybe some of the stuff you have on your demo reel, do not be afraid to film yourself. Now, don't make it amateur hour. Don't hold your phone on a selfie stick. Don't hold it like this. Invest. It doesn't even have to be $100. All right, you can buy the microphone I'm using right now is like $40. All right, and it doesn't sound bad. And you can get a tripod on Amazon for probably like $10. All you got to do is make sure that your background is like clear. It's just a wall. You don't want anything like this. You don't want anything distracting from your performance, right? So have a plain wall. Make sure no wallpaper either. I mean plain wall, like just a plain colored wall. All right, it doesn't have to be white, but it's got to be a plain color. All right, if you have any sort of wallpaper, do not stand in front of that thing to film. Okay, don't do it. You can write yourself something, or you can do maybe some famous monologue out there and just film yourself acting it out. So if you're a new actor, don't feel like, oh well, I can't have a demo reel because I haven't been in anything. At the end of the day, casting wants to see what you look like on camera and what you sound like on camera, as well as how you act on camera. All right. And so don't make it look like amateur hour and hold the phone like a selfie. Just invest in a tripod. Maybe get yourself some cheap lights. You can buy like 2 lights or whatever on Amazon for like $40. All right, this video is sponsored by Amazon, but not really. But there's so much stuff you can buy on Amazon. It's cheap. You can do all this for $100. Lights, tripod, cheap mic. Most people have cell phones these days, and this will also help you because there's a big rise in self-tape auditions. All right, and if you're gonna self-tape yourself, you want to look good and you want to sound good when you send the video to casting. So you doing this to update your demo reel or to give you something to have a demo reel for, it's going to help you in the long run because it'll help you when it comes to self-taping yourself for auditions. So invest in yourself. I understand that getting headshots costs money. I understand that being an actor can cost money, is I guess what I'm trying to say. And sometimes you're not making the amount of money back that you're maybe putting into it with the classes that you were taking, the headshots and all this other stuff, all the opportunities that you give up to hang with friends and everything else because you're going on auditions or you have to call out of work because you have an audition, stuff like that. I get it. I'm making this video with all these points to try to help you out. All right. To recap, we talked about headshots, demo reels, your casting sites, not being dramatic, and being active, making sure that you're really taking, if you want to be an actor, you're taking it seriously. And I'm telling you here, that what I have just said is basically the key to most people's problems and a way to get yourself more auditions, right? There's a lot of people out there that have the knowledge that I have and they charge crap tons of money for it, and maybe they don't even give you anything that they're really trying to give you. And there's people out there that are almost like they root for people to fail and they don't want to give you any information. Listen, I want people to succeed. If you're trying to be an actor, I want you to succeed. I want people to succeed in whatever dreams they have. Which brings me to this part of the video. If you have any questions about anything I've said, you can shoot me a personal message through my the YouTube channel. You can write it down in the comments. I'll get back to you. All that good stuff. I'm here to help, and you can pick my brain. Like I said, I worked, or I shouldn't say I worked. I interned, but while I was interning, I was doing everything an agent and everything does. I interned at an agency for 6 months. All right, I know quite a bit. If you want to pick my brain, feel free to pick my brain. But that'll do it for the video, and I wish you all good luck.